The Treasure Pit, a story of pirates. Off the coast of Nova Scotia is a small triangular-shaped island, Oak Island. Of much larger proportions, however, is the eerie enigma of what lies hidden beneath its deceptively innocent surface. It is rumored to be a fabulous pirate treasure of unimaginable value. What we do know leads us to think of the unparalleled and almost diabolical engineering skill and sagacity of whoever hid the treasure. Whatever the final outcomes of the affair may be, for nearly 200 years Oak Island has frustrated every attempt to unlock its secret. The first to try were 16-year-old Daniel McGinnis and two of his companions, who rowed across Mahone Bay from the Canadian mainland in 1795. In a forest clearing at the eastern end of the island, they discovered an old ship's tackle block hanging from a tree above a depression that had been filled with soil. Enormously intrigued, they dug and found the opening of a large well with a circular cross-section 4 meters in diameter. At a depth of 3 meters, they encountered a first thick platform of oak wood. 6 meters below, they found a second platform, and 9 meters below, a third. The excavation in the siliceous clay physically exhausted and psychologically disassembled the young treasure seekers. But others would take their place. Work resumed in 1804, funded by Simeon Linz, a wealthy Nova Scotia gentleman. Linz's diggers found 5 more oak platforms, each 3 meters from the other. 3 of them had been sealed with marine mastic and a layer of coconut fibers. 27 meters below, they found what was called the cipher stone, with obscure symbols that, according to one source, meant 30 meters below are buried $10 million. A sum that, in today's monetary course, should be increased exponentially. 2.5 meters below the cipher stone, the crowbar of one of the diggers struck something solid, and it was believed to be a treasure chest. Linz's men gave themselves a break for the rest of the day. By the next morning, the pit had filled with water to a depth of 18.5 meters. The treasure pit reduced Linz to the ground and broke the backs of members of all the expeditions that have followed since. Over the years, enough evidence has been unearthed from the pit to continue Tantalus's torture and the treasure seekers' attempts. Pieces of gold chains and indications of chambers containing wooden chests. The mystery of what is contained in the treasure pit became even thicker when 2 conduits connected with the shaft were discovered at the 33 and 45 meter levels. Filled with coconut fibers, they both led to the island's beaches, where they seemed to act as sponges, soaking up seawater and permanently flooding the cavity. The coconut fibers suggest that the hidden treasure came from the South Pacific. Treasure seekers continued to spend money in vain in the disappointing pit, even risking their lives. Daniel McGinnis, a former Miami contractor, director of excavations on Oak Island for Triton Alliance Lastide, a consortium of 48 wealthy Canadian and U.S. bankers, was at the bottom of the shaft when the steel rebar supporting its walls 15 meters above began to give way. Workers got it out using a winch before everything collapsed. McGinnis and Triton, who have already unsuccessfully invested $3 million in the venture, vow that they do not intend to give up. We are now facing what Triton's president calls, in all likelihood, the deepest and most expensive archaeological excavation ever undertaken in North America. The new project involves sinking a huge steel and concrete pipe, 18 to 21 meters wide and 61 meters deep, that will reveal, once and for all, what lies at the bottom of the treasure pit. The estimated cost of the undertaking? $10 million,